Peace, love, and life, fam. How y'all doing? Happy, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know. I lost track of the days. I think it's Wednesday, but nevertheless, whenever you come across this video, I hope that you all are having an amazing, abundant, and blessed day, and that this video will find you in amazing spirits. I am back with another video channeling and Synastry read on Cardi B and Stefan Diggs. Now, first things first, I did ask my guys for permission to read this, and they say yes. It was a strong yes. Now, first, I'm going to do their Synastry. I'm going to like gently read there or just do like a basic reading on their planets because I don't have a confirmed time of birth for neither one of them, but I just briefly glanced at their planets and their synastry, and I just want to give you guys my insights on what I think is happening with them individually and as a couple. And then once I do that, I am going to do the channeled messages that I have here in front of you guys. So let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Let's chat in the comments. All right. I'm not perfect, so if I say something that is a little off or wrong, feel free to correct me. Feel free to give me some constructive criticism, but again, respectfully. I don't want anybody getting in the comments being disrespectful or anything like that, because I will block your ass. All right. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with Cardi B. Now, as you guys know, she is a Libra sun, but she also has Jupiter in the 0 degree of Libra, which means that she is a true Libra. She also has her Saturn. I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place because I don't I'm gonna read her planets and her aspects, and disclaimer, I don't know her time of birth, so I don't know what houses these planets are sitting in. So this is just a brief insight and analysis, okay? Just brief, just a full disclaimer. Now, there is an astrologer that I follow on YouTube. I'm gonna give a shout out to this sis because I think she is an amazing astrologer. Her name is Honey's Astrology and Psychology. And in one of her videos that I saw a while back, she said that she thinks that Cardi B is a Libra rising. And I agree with her. Even though we don't know her time of birth, but I agree with that sis when she says that she thinks that Cardi B is a Libra rising. And I really feel like that would be fitting for her. Granted, the type of lifestyle that she's had, her upbringing, everything that she's been through. I'm a Libra rising and sidereal, so there's a lot of similarities to our life and how we've grown up in some of the experiences. And I'm gonna get into why I also feel like she could be a Libra rising. But if she is a Libra rising, that would put her sun and her Jupiter in her first house. Okay, which means that that's your body, that's who you are, that's how you present yourself to the world. And the sun is the indicator of the father, and Jupiter being on the ascendant next to her sun would give, and with it trining her Aquarius and Saturn, I would consider that her blessed and abundant placements. That is her blessed, lucky, and abundance placements. And if anybody knows anything about Jupiter in the first house, that is one of the best aspects, the best placements for Jupiter to be in in our natal chart. So I'm just going to assume, I don't know why in my head I just feel like this girl is just a Libra rising. Because again, if she is a Libra rising, that will put her Scorpio stellium in her second house. Okay. But yeah, I do feel that she's a Libra rising, but that Libra sun and that Libra Jupiter trining her Saturn and Aquarius would give her that abundant humanitarian, lucky and blessed placement in her life, which would, and she is a very, very generous person. She is definitely a humanitarian. Now, the drawback to having her Libra sun, if, and this is just if, she is a Libra sun with a with her Jupiter in her first house, wherever the sun is, this is our father's message to us in our lifetime. So, she heavily identifies her sense of self and her identity with relationships, because Libra rules relationships. So anywhere Libra is, you have to take the energy of the seventh house and bring the energy of the seventh house into whatever house Libra is in. So we're assuming she's a Libra rising with Libra Sun and Jupiter in her first house. She heavily identifies her ego, her sense of self, and her identity with being in a relationship. And one of the major lessons of Libra risings is balance. That's it. That's all. Libra risings lesson. Libras too, but Libra risings lessons in this lifetime is balance, because Libra rising's life can be extremely imbalanced and extremely chaotic, especially because of their fourth house. Any which ways, moving on to her Scorpio stellium, she has Venus, Mercury, and Pluto in Scorpio. All right. Now, now these planets, these placements are squaring her Saturn in Aquarius. Now, to me, this makes me feel like she grew up in a very harsh environment. It could have been, a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges. Her basic needs as a child were deprived. She was deprived of her basic needs as a child. So she had to struggle and hustle a lot growing up to get what she needs to get ahead. This could have led to a lot of disruption in her, her early education. Um, she could have had a lot of run-ins with, authority figures, even the law. She could have had to, she could have been sexualized early on as a child. She probably learned early on as a child, or as a young woman, how to use her sexuality to get ahead. She could have been hypersexual as a child, sexualized as a child. She could have had problems with her authority figures, especially women. She could have dealt with a lot of jealousy growing up from women growing up. Um, Also, she now let's assume that she is a Libra rising. That would put that Scorpio stellium in her second house, the second house of money and family, which would make sense, because what does sis do for a living? She started off as a stripper, right? Scorpio rules other people's money. Scorpio also rules secrets. So, second house being a house that rules the voice, being a house that rules our money and our values. Sis started out. Now, I don't know her full background and what she did before she started stripping, but sis made money using her body and her sexuality through what? Through stripping. And now she's a rapper. And what does rapping, what you use to rap? Your voice. She uses her voice to make money. And also, she uses her sexuality to sell her records. So that would be fitting for her if she is a Scorpio rising. So, any which ways, her sun opposes her moon, her Aries moon. This is definitely somebody that could have could have an abandonment wound. a mother father wound. She has a mother wound and a father wound. And there definitely is an abandonment wound there from both the mother and the father. Does that mean that her mother and her father wasn't in her life? Maybe, maybe not. This could the wounding could come from the living conditions, with the Saturn squaring squaring her sun and her Mercury. Maybe because she grew up in a harsh environment, maybe because she grew up poor, maybe she grew up in a ghetto. Also see where she was surrounded around a lot of black people. She grew up around a lot of black people. So it's fitting for her to date black men. Yeah, she is I don't want to say it wrong. I think she's Hispanic or Puerto Rican. I'm not sure. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm just going to say Puerto Rican. If I'm wrong, you guys, please feel free to correct me. But she definitely grew up in the hood. She definitely grew up around black people, which makes sense as to why she can connect easily to black people, the black community, and why all of her partners are black. So that's just in her. That's just who she is. But with that sun opposing her moon, there's definitely an abandonment wound that came from her mother and her father. Yes, they could have been in her life, but it could have been like a situation where, the mother and father had to work hard, or the father was there but he was in and out because of work, or because of environmental circumstances the father wasn't there, or the father had to work to go out and work two and three jobs to take care of her and her siblings. I think she just has her sister. I don't know if she has her sister Hennessy, right? But I don't know if she has any other siblings, but as far as I know, she has the baby sister, Hennessy. But there's definitely some some abandonment wounds there that could have caused her to go through what she's been through. Hopefully she's working on that and healing that. Now let's talk about sis Aries moon. As we know that Aries moons, they're very passionate. They're extremely sexually driven. They are natural go-getters. They're natural entrepreneurs. They know how to go out there and make ish happen. They're trendsetters, they're trailblazers, but they also can be extremely impulsive. Okay, now she has hold on, let me look at my notes real quick, you guys. But yeah, with that Aries moon, she's somebody that doesn't has a problem with speaking her mind and saying how she feels. She's a reactor and she imposes her emotions and her feelings onto others. Now let's talk about this Aries moon squaring this Mars. Ooh, if anybody know anything about moon squaring Mars, you already know where I'm going with this. Now her Mars is in Cancer. And Mars is debilitated in Cancer. It's in a fallen state. That means that Mars does not do well in Cancer. And what does this mean for her? Her Mars squaring her moon. She's a fighter. She's a fighter, and she will drag your ass. She will fuck your ass up. Period. She loves to fight. She will go off on your ass. She will spaz out on your ass. She has a horrible temper, and she is not afraid to react. She is a straight up reactor. You piss her off, you irritate her, you rub her the wrong way, she's going to speak her mind and let you know exactly how she feels. And with those Scorpio placements trining her Mars, she's never going to forget how you did her, how you wronged her, how you made her feel. Sis is very vindictive, okay? Any which ways, her Mars squaring her sun, this can give that give somebody that can be extremely egotistical, but also it can work for you, it can work against you, because this can give somebody that can like again be very egotistical, but that ego is needed to get you to where you need to be in life. i.e., she's a famous rapper and she makes money off of rapping, right? Also, it can the Mars, let me talk about this Mars that she got. This Mars opposing her Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn. I did say this earlier. She could have been extremely rebellious, and again, I don't know what house these her planets is falling in, but this could have given her, because of all of the struggles that she had in her childhood, there could be some underlying insecurities because of that debilitated Mars and it's opposing her Uranus and Neptune. This could be because of the underlying insecurities that she had growing up as a child. This could have allowed her or caused her to create a false identity as to how she projects herself to the world, which is probably why she went and got body work done, right? She has had work done. So any which ways, let me talk about this Mars trining her Scorpio stellium. This gives someone, this can be somebody that is extremely hypersexual. So everything that she talks about in her songs, she ain't just about it, baby. She is about it. She's definitely about that life. Now, again, Scorpio rules other people money. Pluto next to her Venus is our money and our ability to make money, which is very, very fitting for why she was a stripper. How she, if she wasn't a stripper, even if she wasn't a rapper, she would still find creative and innovative ways to use her body and her sexuality to get money. That's just who she is. That is in her. She probably be like a madame, or own a strip club with that Aries moon. She's definitely a natural go-getter. But she would do fan good with having an OF page, anything dealing with, getting other people's money and using her sexuality. She knows she's a beautiful and alluring woman. Yeah, she probably had to go get a little work done, to make herself look the way she wanted and needed to look. But that is what she needed to do to create that image, that illusion that she needed to make to be the person that she is today, right? Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off, but this Pluto next to her Venus, sis got some good coochie. Period. When she say she got that, when she rap about how good her coochie is, she got that wet wet, she got that super soaker, she ain't lying. It's in her, baby. Sis is definitely a soul snatcher. Okay, don't play with my good sis. She got some good, and she know it, and she knows how to use what she got to get what she wants. Okay, y'all gonna stop playing with my good sis. Any which ways, let's move on to Stefan Diggs' chart. Let me pull it up real quick, you guys. Bear with me for a sec. Oh boy. Now, Stefan Diggs, you know what? Cardi B loves those Sag men. I wonder what her ascendant is, because if she has, again, if she has a Libra rising, that means that all of her men will fall in her third house, the Sag, because her third house will be ruled by Sag. Now, Stefan Diggs has the Sag stellium, Sun, Mars, and North Node in Sag. Again, I don't have his time of birth, so I'm just reading his planets. But this could give somebody, this is why he has such an amazing athletic ability. Mars is our sex drive. Mars is our will. And in a man's chart, well, in a woman's chart, Mars rules the men that we're attracted to. But in a man's chart, this is his actual body. This is his physical and athletic ability. Next to his sun in Sag, Jupiter, it amplifies whatever Sag is ruling over, it amplifies it. It makes it bigger. And it also make it blessed and abundant, which makes sense because he is, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't know what team he played for, and I don't know what, I think he's a running back. Y'all, please let me know. Let me know what the dude. I know he a football player for New England. I know that much. But I don't know his position. Or whatever, he got them coins though. That's all I know. He got a bag. My good sis Cardi B is going to be taken care of. She ain't got to spend her money. She can keep her money in her pocket and focus in on spending her money on her kids, and he can spend his money on her. Okay, all right, period. Ow. But any which ways, yeah, that Sag Stellium that he has give him that amazing athletic ability that he has. But whew, it is opposing his moon. Dude, dude is an imposer. I did a video a while back on my top 5 red flags in a natal chart. And my one of my top 5 red flags in a natal chart, especially in a man chart, is when his Mars opposing his moon. You gotta be a strong ass motherfucker to deal with somebody that has a Mars opposing moon. Now, Cardi B can probably handle him because she real feisty. She got that fiery moon, that fiery Aries moon that squares her Mars. So she definitely can chop his ass down to size if she need to. But somebody like me with my moon opposing my Saturn Cancer, I can't handle a man that has, I had one. That's why I'm telling y'all. I'm not asking y'all. I'm telling y'all. I had a nigga that had Mars opposing moon. It was no fun. It was not a walk in the park. It was not a walk. It was more of a walk in the jungle. Oh, any which ways, he is definitely somebody that is, he is a reactor. He is an imposer, and he imposes his feelings and his emotions onto others. He has a big, big ego and a big temper. This works well on the field, on the football field. It has made him the athlete that it is, but behind closed doors, if he doesn't keep this in check, it can get him in a lot of trouble. Now, he also has the same exact planets that Cardi has with that Scorpio stellium, his Pluto, Venus, and Mercury all conjunct in Scorpio. So, whew. Then he got Mars next to the sun. Girl, my good sis is getting her back blowed out. Do y'all hear me? That dude right there got some good wood. Mars next to the sun and is sextiling his Pluto. He got some good wood and he know it. Now he also the child, our good sis Cardi B is getting it. He definitely got some good wood, but but with this placement, and he know he got some good wood. He know it. He's good. He knows it. It could work for him. It could work against him. He has to be careful because this with all these Sag planets and with all these Scorpio planets, this give me the indication that he could be a womanizer. So he has to be careful. And then his Pluto and his Venus is squaring his Saturn. Again, more childhood trauma. Could have struggled, grew up in a poor environment, could have had his basic needs deprived as a child, could have worked. Him and Cardi have a lot in common. They definitely have a trauma bond. According to their synastry, there is definitely a trauma bond here. But yeah, he definitely is somebody that had to work even with the natural talent. Like, Cardi B has natural talent. He has natural athletic talent. Even with natural talents and ability, they still had to struggle and work hard to get themselves where they needed to be. He also has his Saturn trining his Scorpio Jupiter. I feel like that is his blessed and abundance placement. That's what I feel. Also, he has this Uranus. He also has Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn, just like Cardi B, and it's trining his Venus and his and his Mercury. So this is somebody who, you know, I don't know about y'all, but he give me poly vibes. Not is that to say that he gives me somebody that has commitment issues, somebody that has poly vibes. Does that mean that he will never settle down and get married? No, that's not what I'm saying. But see, the thing is with all of these Sag placements and all of these Scorpio placements, he really needs to be self-aware because he's always going to be somebody that needs to feel like he has his freedom and his independence in relationships. Now he attracts a lot of jealous and possessive women. So he has to be extremely careful. He can be extremely jealous and possessive with Pluto next to his Venus in Scorpio. He can be the one that could be extremely controlling with it squaring his Saturn. He can be extremely controlling and possessive in his relationships, and or he can attract controlling and possessive women, i.e. he attract crazy bitches. He attract crazy bitches. Yeah, so it's just what it is. That he got with good wood. He don't mind putting it on you good. He got a lot of stamina. He got a high sex drive. My good brother gives me poly vibes. He probably is not set up for monogamy. So he has to really be self-aware and self-conscious. Like I said again, it doesn't mean that he can't get married and he can't be monogamous, but he may have to find somebody that is open to who he is in his lifestyle, because a lot of these men that are set up for poly, that are not set up for monogamy, will end up settling down with a woman that is set up for monogamy. And that's where the issues come in at. But any which ways, on to the synastry between the two of them. Let me pull up their synastry real quick, you guys. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, all right, all right. Let me pull it up real quick. I am not technology savvy as of yet. I'm learning. I thank God for my daughter that shows me a lot of stuff. But until I get technology savvy, y'all love me through it. So any which ways, I'm just going to briefly touch on some of the things that I see because, now again, I don't know the house overlays because I don't know their time of birth. So I'm going to just read a few of the things that I see and then we're going to get into the channeling, okay? But any which ways, his Mars and Sun sextile her Scorpio stellium. Also, both their Scorpio stelliums are in close conjunct with each other. Y'all want to know what that means? Baby, they got a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, and amazing smacks. They get down in the bedroom. I wish I could be a fly on the wall. I really wish I could be a fly on the wall in the bedroom with them. This is a very deep and intense connection, but also this is a trauma bond also because their Pluto's touch, they got a lot of Pluto scorpionic energy. So this could definitely be a karmic relationship. This is definitely a strong Plutonian relationship. So with that deep intensity can trigger a lot of childhood wounds, a lot of trauma. This can lead to a lot of arguments and even fighting between them two, especially with his I'll get into that. And let me not go too ahead of myself. But this can be definitely be a very transformative connection for the both of them. Now one of the things that I noticed, one of the red flags that I noticed, his Mars opposes her Mars. This is where they'll bump heads. This will be like where they'll have a battle of the egos, right? She wants to, do things over here this way and he wants to do things over here that way, because Mars is our sex drive, is our will, is what we're willing to fight for. So there can be times where they can really bump heads when it comes to matters of the bedroom, or matters how they take action. She might want to She might want to sleep in one day, but with that Cancer Mars, she might want to sleep in and cook. He might want to go on a vacation. You know what I'm saying? So, any which ways, his Sag Sun squares her Libra Sun. He can trigger her father wounds and her insecurities with that aspect. Saturn in aspect to Mercury makes Mercury, now her Saturn, I'm sorry, it's his Saturn? I'm sorry. They're both of their Saturns are squaring both of their Mercury's. Now, Saturn in aspect to Mercury is very tough, is very difficult because Saturn can make Mercury feel very, very small and very insecure. His Pluto, his Pluto squares her moon and her Chiron. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah. His Pluto square, his Pluto squares her moon and her Chiron. Again, more wounding that can be triggered for her. If he's not careful. Pluto square his Mars. Intense sexual chemistry, but can have a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting. Now, this is one of the big red flags. This is the one of the biggest red flags. And if and I'm gonna kind of bring this up during the actual channeling. And this is just my opinion before I even looked at their synastry. And this is just my personal opinion. I'm not the moral police. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, how to live their life. You grown, you do whatever you want. But she's not even over her ex. She's not even over, off. Is it Offset she married to, y'all? Oh God. Anyway, she's not over her baby daddy. She still hasn't healed from that. She moved on and then moved into this relationship way too quick without healing. And I strongly feel, unfortunately, that she's going to repeat the lesson with this guy. He's going to do the same thing to her. Not the same, but he's going to trigger her the same way Offset triggered her. He's going to trigger those abandonment wounds. He's going to trigger those father wounds because of that Pluto squaring her Chiron. That's what I'm afraid of. And with his Pluto squaring her Mars, that is a highly toxic aspect in synastry. Does that mean it will work for them? That's not for me to say, but it can cause intense sexual chemistry between the two of them, but it can come with a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting. Also, this can mean that he might try to literally control her, and change her, and that can really upset her with that moon squaring her Mars. This can really trigger her and make her want to go off and crash out on him. And he probably can keep a lot of secrets from her when it comes to other women, because I really feel like he's a womanizer. So she might catch him with other women. you know Scorpio rules jealousy, Venus rules jealousy, and with them having all of this scorpionic energy, there can be a lot of jealousy with him and other women that can trigger her wounds that she has not healed, which can trigger her violent temper, which can lead to a lot of arguing and a lot of fighting and a lot of drama, i.e., a karmic cycle. Phew. Any which ways, moving on to the channeling. Now, let me say this first. My good sis Cardi B, she do work. I'm not asking, I'm telling. My good sis do work. Now, she's a bruja. If she's not a bruja, she works with a very powerful bruja. Okay? When Cardi B was young, this is what I picked up when I channeled her energy. When Cardi B was young, she had either a grandmother or an auntie that was a very powerful bruja. And they saw Cardi B's future. They saw she was going to be successful. They saw that she was going to, be a star, make a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. Cardi B also knew this too. And this powerful practitioner that was in her family. She comes from a lineage of powerful practitioners. Whoever this bruja, this powerful practitioner, they're a protector now. They're an ancestor now. She's heavily protected in the spirit, just so y'all know. So I wouldn't want to get one over on her because Cardi B knows how to do work. Somebody trained her, and she was trained from the best. Now, does that mean she go around doing all kind of fucked up shit to people? No, that's not what I mean. But this this person, this practitioner that was in her life when she was younger, that knew her, that saw her future, that knew her taboos, they trained her to simply protect herself because they knew that she was going to be surrounded by a lot of enemies, a lot of jealous people, and it's in her chart. And they taught her how to protect herself. So that's first things first. Sis definitely with the Ace of Pentacles underneath the Queen of Swords, sis definitely knows how to manifest a bag. She is a go-getter. She knows how to get. She y'all think she got a little something now. The universe ain't done with her. Whoever her protector is, whoever her ancestor or her guide is, set sis up for life. They set sis up for life. She definitely knows how to go out there and get a bag and another bag and another bag and another bag and another bag. If this rap thing don't work out for her, she ain't gonna fall off. She gonna have a business. She gonna have a this. She gonna have a that and a this and a that and a third. Okay, so y'all not gonna. What y'all not gonna do is play with my good sis, Cardi B. Now, as far as her and Stefan Diggs, I do feel like they are moving things way too fast. Again, I'm not the moral police. I'm not here to tell nobody how to live their life, what to do. Okay, I strongly feel like she should have after. First of all, is she even divorced? Is the divorce finalized? Because I'm getting that she's not even divorced yet. Like the divorce is not even final. She hasn't even, and it's not just her, but him too. He left somebody behind. They both left people behind that they have not gotten any closure from, that they have not even, they still have unresolved issues and loose ends that they have not tied with people. So they jumped into this thing. They trauma bonded with each other, and boom, here they are on in a full blown relationship. But this is definitely a lesson. I feel like this is a lesson that these two, now is it gonna last? I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to say if it's gonna work, if it's gonna last. It might work out for them, it might not work out for them, but I will say this: they have not learned the lesson that they needed to learn from their past relationships. And because they have not learned the lessons that they needed to learn from their past relationships, they're going to repeat those lessons. That's all I'm saying. They're going to have to repeat their lessons because, see, they used each other again to trauma bond. They used each other to help them get over their exes, but they never healed. They never did the work. And that's what we do, right? I've done it before. I've definitely done it. And I'm pretty sure many other people have done it. I learned my lesson, so y'all ain't got to worry about me. But with her, I really feel like, both of them, they haven't learned their lesson. They haven't healed from their past. They moved this way too fast. I feel like they should have kept it private. I feel like, I mean, like I said, again, this is my opinion. This is just my analysis. They grown, they can do what they want, but they moved it way too fast. Should have good sis got her back blown out? Yes, absolutely. Yes, she should have got that back blown out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, a relationship, I feel like she should have put up stronger boundaries with this relationship. She's literally going to repeat the same lesson that she went through with old dude. She's going to go through it again with this dude. Okay, I'm not here to, that's just what I'm saying. There could definitely be a lot of competition and jealousy surrounding this connection. Definitely a lot of jealousy surrounding this connection. And let me tell y'all something else. Her and her baby daddy ain't over each other. They are not over each other. I don't care what y'all. I don't GAF. What y'all see in the blogs, what y'all see on the internet, she on a yacht, hugged up, kissed up, booed up with Stefan Diggs and whatever Offset doing. Y'all, am I saying it right? Offset, because I always get the names confused. I don't care what they're doing. They are not over each other and they are not healed. I don't care what y'all see. They are all hurting. Everyone in this triangle is hurting, and everyone is using somebody else to get over the other. Ain't nobody. It's a big mess. It is a big doggone mess. Now, Cardi and Stefan Diggs will use each other in this relationship to help each other heal, but they're still individuals. They still have to learn their own individual lesson. And my good sis Cardi, her lesson is boundaries. She ain't learned that lesson, so she got to learn it over again. She felt with Offset. She felt trapped. She felt like she's a nurturer. She's a natural nurturer with that Cancer in Mars. She felt he definitely triggered her abandonment wounds and her childhood wounds, which made her feel trapped. Made she was in a lifeless relationship with her baby daddy. She was in a lifeless relationship with him. And he made her feel alone. He made her feel abandoned. He made her feel trapped. And with Stefan Diggs, she feels free. She feels like a little kid all over again. He brings her a sense of purpose. He brings her a sense of fulfillment. All she wants to do is go out and have fun with this man. He makes her feel secure. He makes her feel he gives her that fatherly energy that she's been longing for her whole entire life. That is what he brings to her. But also, she has to be careful not to, with all this platonic energy they got going on in this industry, she has to be careful not to give her power away in this connection. Because of that fallen Mars that she has to be extremely careful not to give her power away. She knows she's a beautiful woman. She knows she's got it going on. She has a huge ego that she has used to work for her and get her the success that she needs. Good sis knows she has some good coochie and she knows she is a soul snatcher, but she's extremely insecure, and those insecurities come from her childhood, her mother and father wound, her abandonment wound that she has not healed. So that is something that she's going to have to, address when that time comes. However she chooses to heal, that's on her. That's her business. I do send her so much love and light. I love Cardi B. I always was a fan of Cardi B. I was always rooting for her. No one is perfect. None of us are perfect. We all had some lessons to learn. We've all made a lot of mistakes. I'm almost 50 and I'm still learning my lessons. So hey, not judging my good sis. That man is fine, honey, and I'm here for her happiness. I'm here for her happiness. But there's gotta come a time that the train gotta come to an end. The train gotta stop. This train, this good ride that she's on, baby, it's got to come to a halt. It's got to come to a stop. And she's got to take a look in the mirror and reflect, because she's avoiding the lesson. They're both avoiding the lesson because they're having fun right now. They living their life. They're having fun. But that ride is gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to a pause. And they're gonna have to take that time to reflect and really go within and do that deep, deep soul searching so that they can learn their lesson. I feel like they're gonna have a breakup. That's what I'm predicting. They're gonna have a breakup. They probably get back together. But that breakup is going to be their, especially Cardi. She needs to learn that lesson. My good sister need to learn some boundaries when it comes to love and giving her power away. She gets in relationships, she falls in love, and she gives her power away. Child, don't I know? But yeah, I am, this guide, this protector that walks with Cardi B, they definitely got her set up for life, and she's definitely heavily protected. They definitely trained her well. They trained her how to protect herself. And I'm actually honored to have been able to read her energy, to be able to see that powerful practitioner and protector that taught her. My good, I love this for my sis. I absolutely love this for my good sis. Yes, baby, my sis know how to do work, and I love that for her. Any which ways, that is all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, you guys, this video was longer than what I thought. Hopefully I get more than 5 views. I hope I get more than 5 views on this because, whew, baby. Any which ways, this was a definitely a deep channeling. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, all right? And until then, if y'all want to see more videos like this, let me know. Hit me up, all right? But anyway, y'all enjoy y'all day. I love y'all. And until next time, love you. Bye. Ashe, ashe, ashe.